The bugs were cleaned off. I cleaned the bugs off.
I got a brand new jacket.
I checked the weather forecast.
We packed our rain gear.
But I never made it out of the driveway.
I Googled Sturgis.
Getting ready for a motorcycle ride? Save $10 on Duracell Ultra AGM motorcycle batteries at Batteries Plus bulbs.
I even got a new tattoo.
What?
For store locations, offer details, and limitations, visit batteriesplus.com.
Hi, I'm Stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is
Not Your Demographic,
a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist.
Back.
Did you miss us? Did you enjoy our short episode with Emily Pizzazz?
Probably not. It was weird.
It was weird. That's okay.
It was short. Mm-hmm. Megan listened to it. Thanks, Megan.
Yeah. Sup, Megan?
Pretty solid friend there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We'll listen to our trash episodes.
Fantastic. How are you?
I am good. Weirdly, and I don't think this has any correlation, but the 2 weeks where we had either the canned episode or the one that we had kind of off, I was just in like a weird depressive funk. I couldn't get out of it. I would nap a lot, and I would just feel overwhelmed by all the things that I have to do. And then I think it was just something that I was going through. Nothing particularly changed or anything, but since Saturday, I've just been in a great mood. I've been insanely productive. So I guess I just had to snap out of it, but yeah. So I feel great right now.
Good.
So maybe I just needed that 2 weeks off to decompress or
I think that
whatever.
You might be onto something, because I felt very similarly. I was really overwhelmed by everything I had to do for school and graduation and all kinds of shit. And I Friday, Saturday night, I don't remember what I did on Friday night now, but on Saturday we went to the AAW show.
I fell asleep at 7:30 on Friday night. Supposed to go to a going away party, and I fell asleep on my couch face down.
That's not a bad Friday night. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not complaining about it. I just I'm not very exciting as a person.
It's okay. After we went to the AAW show, I just felt okay, I can do this. I can get all this shit in a row. I had so much wedding stuff I had to do. My decorator canceled on me, which we talked about when we had book club on Sunday. So I've been sending just a shitload of emails. I think we finally got it figured out, which was, yep. So that was nice. I got to put all of that into action. I feel more on top of everything. I finally got the last addresses out of my family where I was give me these addresses or these people aren't invited. And they were okay, here they are. So that was also really nice. So yeah, I think those 2 weeks off were good.
Yeah.
Good for our mental health.
Yeah, I went to New York and performed, which was good, but I also, Bobby listens to this, but the other two don't. I had to play babysitter mom a little bit. Mm-hmm. Here's a fun fact. If you're ever in a show or performance, producers and people who are in charge of things are not your moms. Show moms are not a thing. I'm not your mom.
No.
Nope. I'm not your goddamn mom. Okay. That's just something I have to get off my chest. Mm-hmm. I worked Free Comic Book Day, and I have a very weird burn on my boobs.
Yes, you do.
Because I was Harley Quinn, so I had this big collar. But then I also was wearing a push-up bra, so my boobs were smushed together. But it was coldish outside. But then I warmed up. I didn't think about wearing sunscreen right on my chest. And I have a collar mark, and also there's a definite spot where you could see where my boobs were pushed together, because it's really burnt on the top of my boobs, but on the sides where they normally lay is just white. And it's really painful.
It is really obvious.
And it's painful.
So you put aloe on it.
I have been. Whatever. So, you want to talk about the AEW show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, real quick, what wrestling shirt are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Dean Ambrose shirt, the only one that I find acceptable, the one with the fist.
It's weird.
It's from Hot Topic, I think. My cousin got it for me in a Secret Santa drop.
And you were wearing your Carmella snapback.
Yes, I was wearing my Carmella snapback. It's very
cool.
wet, so I took it off. Right, I really like it. I like the gold brim a lot. It came with a scratch on it, because the brim is made of a material that shows up really easily. So I don't know if it was during manufacture or if it was during shipping, but there's like a really obvious scratch on it. But it's on the top, and I was like, I can live with this, I guess. And it has a C on it, and I was like, my last name does start with a C. I feel a little less weird about this kind of leopard print hat that I would not normally wear, but I do really like it.
That's funny.
Are you wearing a wrestling shirt underneath your girls' lacrosse sweater?
Look, this is a very comfortable sweatshirt. I will never get rid of it.
I know, you've had it literally as long as I've known you.
Yeah, I am wearing my Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, that's right. I saw you wearing that earlier.
Like,
that's right.
Skull Day of the Dead shirt, kind of.
Yeah.
The reason I'm wearing it is because I remember that we were recording today, and I was looking at my shirts, and I was like, oh yeah, this one. I look good on this one. I'm going to wear this one. So literally no reason.
That's my favorite. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't really care.
Tommaso and Johnny cut like a promo on NXT that was fine, but like they didn't do anything.
They haven't done anything in quite some time, it feels like.
Yeah, that is true. That's what it feels like. So the AEW show, I haven't been in a while.
Yeah, it has been a minute since I've been as well.
It was one of the best ones that I've ever seen.
I would agree with that.
The biggest, most awful thing about it, though, is that there was no women on the card at all.
There were not any women on the card. It was
like, I get
really
it. Kimber and Heidi are gone, and
Candace is
we
probably
don't know
gone.
what's going on with Candace, and that Jessica's in Japan, but like,
there are other women.
Why don't you?
There are so many other women.
Like,
There's
Eddie Kingston is always there. Why can't you get Jade?
Yeah, seriously. Like, there
are
whole fucking promotions of women. Just call one of them.
Like, at least 2 female wrestlers in the audience.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And like, why have they never contacted Veda Scott? I don't understand. She's been a free agent for months.
I mean, we don't know that they haven't. To be like, we don't know the inner workings, and we don't know.
That's true.
And AEW, I was thinking about this.
It's very political. That's
and
true.
AEW is getting to be known as like they get a lot of the best. So they might be in a phase where they're like, well, we want to get the best of the women, but like they're being like weird about it. Who knows? We don't know anything that goes on behind the scenes.
True.
But as a fan, and as a fan who's been going pretty consistently for a year or two, it was really disappointing and a glaring like thing that they didn't have any women at all whatsoever. Not even a valet. Scarlett wasn't even fucking there.
I thought the same thing.
Scarlett.
At first I was glad she wasn't there, and then by the end I was like, man, that would have been nice. Just like, for a lady.
I viscerally hate her.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would have dealt with Scarlett.
Yeah, seriously.
Scarlett, who has white hair, not Scarlet hair. Guys,
I roll.
Branding is simple.
It's really simple. Like, if you're not gonna have red hair, you need to wear red. Like that's just an easy change you can make.
It's fine, whatever. The matches were overall like really dope.
Pretty much all of them were very good.
It was nice. I mean, that ACH and Sami Callihan match was great.
Awesome.
And came out of like nowhere, it felt like, because it was
great.
The main event, but then it was like the second one on the card.
It was the second one, which was great. And it made sense too because Dave Crist is injured.
Right.
And couldn't perform, and so they had to like they clearly had to rearrange the card at the last second in order that
because they tweeted out like a couple hours before the show.
Yeah, it seemed like it happened right away. So I wonder if that was like a last second decision to move that so that spoiler, Sammy could be the tag partner later too.
Right.
Like it felt very much like
even the opener that had like a lot of people who I am completely unfamiliar with like was great.
It was a great. What was it? A 6-man scramble, right?
Yeah,
it was
like that.
Super good. I really liked it.
I thought
it was gonna be boring, and I was like blown away by it.
I knew one person in that match. I knew Space Monkey.
I knew Paco. I like Paco a lot, actually.
I like him now too. Oh, and Braxton. I knew Space Monkey and Braxton.
That's right. Sans hoverboard too. Also, I was like, I don't know about that.
Changes.
Mm-hmm. No lady, no hover. Did Scarlett just took the hoverboard and was like, piss off, I'm done with you. Then I would find her acceptable. I think maybe
it was cool to see. So I've been watching Evolve. I started watching Evolve. And so now I'm familiar with Keith Lee, so it was cool to like. Oh yeah, I knew he was premiering in AEW, but you know of him, but you haven't really watched anything.
I'd never seen him before, yeah.
So it was cool to have like I'm a newer watchy of him. That was cool, and he wrestled Pentagon, and it just made me miss Lucha so much. I was like, when does this come back? I mean, I know when it comes back. It's very soon.
When this stops being a WWE exclusive podcast and becomes Total Divas and Lucha
Total
Underground.
Divas ends tonight.
Oh yeah, that's
the season finale.
We'll get Total Bella soon.
Oh yeah, we are.
Obviously.
It's all about babies and rings.
Absolutely. Oh.
Duh. That's all it's about.
I'm here for it. That's fine. I am not even ashamed. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Total Bellas is dope.
It's true, it is dope. But yes, that Pentagon match was awesome. I mean, Pentagon is always good. That's
well,
the
and
thing.
there's such, like, I think that's the thing with Keith Lee. He's such a big guy, but he, like, I mean, he has, like, moonsaults and stuff. It was cool. It was...
Yeah. And, like, Pentagon and Chris Hero have fought many times before.
Right.
And Chris Hero has that same, like, big dude who can,
I mean,
like,
they're very different styles, but yes.
yeah, but that, like, big dude has speed, can go for the, like, flippy shit that Pentagon
Right.
does. What little flippy shit Pentagon does.
Trevor Lee is a heel now, which is sad.
It was really sad. They cut that music off really fast.
Because he was
dancing.
like, you don't deserve to dance. But I was like, I'll still cheer for you. He wrestled against Bobby Fish, and it was Bobby Fish's first time at AEW.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good match.
It was a very good match.
Bobby Fish got into like a verbal
altercation
with somebody behind us, but it like seemed very real.
It was very real. I don't know what the dude behind us said, but he said something that made Bobby Fish challenge him to go outside right now where he could beat his ass, and meant it. You took that sweet photo of him flipping that dude off too.
Oh yeah, because we were in the second row.
Yeah, we were right there.
When fucking Sami Callihan, because there were 3 chairs in front of us in the front row because these people were late, and Sammy and ACH were fighting outside the ring, and Sami Callihan just picks ACH up, throws him over the barricade and onto those 3 seats, like
in our laps, basically.
Yeah, like right in front of me. I was like, ah! I screamed so much during that.
Oh man!
If you guys watch On Demand, I am just like screaming.
We look like crazy people.
I also had like I had taken a lot of my free Comic Book Day makeup off, but I just kept the Harley like eye makeup on, so I wasn't wearing the mask, but I had like big black eyes, so I looked kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, a little bit.
The final match was insane. It was AR Fox and Phoenix.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, never mind. I know why you skipped that match.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, build up.
Sorry.
You think that I forgot that?
No, I forgot that.
AR Fox and Phoenix were the tag, or who weren't the tag champs, but they're tag challengers. And then the guy that's not Dave Christ, the blonde one with a scarf.
Jake?
Yeah.
He wore some kind of fancy
vest and scarf combo.
Yeah, like he actually did look very nice. I think it might have been Warwick, said that they looked like they were going to like a fancy trash wedding, and that's exactly what they looked like.
Yeah. And then Sami Callihan filled in for Dave Christ.
Yeah.
And they're the tag. Oh, Heil is for killers. Oh, well, we can talk about the other thing too. And they had just like the most insane fucking match. There were tables, there were nasty chair shots, there were the beginning of the match just started with like 10 flippy power bombs.
Yeah.
And to the point where Warwick was like, this is a power bomb match. If you use any other move other than a power bomb, you're disqualified.
It really felt that way. And like, I really am not a big fan of moves that involve anyone's head being slammed onto the ground. They freak me out. I'm always worried.
That's like all this match was.
Yeah, and so at first I was just like, I'm gonna die. This is the worst. And I would look over occasionally and just make direct eye contact with the camera, like, oh my god, my dumb face reacting to all of these. Like, I hope this cameraman just moves. And eventually he just went to the other side of the ring, and I was like, I hope I caused you to do that because this is fucking me up so bad. It was nuts. It was so good.
Like, I obviously did nothing in the match, but I felt physically, like, tired after it.
Yes!
Phoenix lost a molar.
Yes, one of his molars got knocked out!
And nobody could find it?
Yes! Oh my god, who was it? Was it Phoenix who took that fucking gross pile driver onto the chair?
That was AR Fox.
Oh my god.
Jake Chris did it, like, he was gonna do a pile driver on the chair and looked like he lost his footing and just, like, slammed AR Fox's head.
Ooh,
it was nasty.
It was really
Your face was like,
I thought he was
can't watch
dead.
Wrestling.
I thought he was deed for a minute. It was really fucking bad.
He popped right back up. I mean, there's
he right away, too. He was like, these people all think I'm dead.
It was nuts. That match was crazy. Brutal. But it ended.
Did Phoenix lose his tooth when he went through the table right in front of us? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Watching the refs search and move all the pieces off.
Everyone in the like first 2 rows was like looking around for a
like,
molar.
is your tooth on the ground?
Yeah, it was great. And then it ended with AR Fox and Phoenix becoming the new tag champs, which is great because like especially if they're gonna keep Sammy with the belt, like Ohio is for Killers doesn't need everything. And
exactly,
that was great. And AR Fox and Phoenix are a great team.
Yeah, they are. They really work well together.
Phoenix at the end was like, I don't care about my molar, I'm the champ.
It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. And they also celebrated to Space Jam, which was like the best.
The best.
People just
because they didn't enter to Space Jam.
No, they did not.
I didn't know because, like I said, I haven't been in a couple months, but like I think maybe they were like, well, we win, we want Space Jam.
This will be our new tag team champion music.
Dun.
It was great. People really just like erupted out of their seats and just started dancing and screaming. It was so amazing.
There was a weird moment in the show where Eddie Kingston.
Oh yeah.
I haven't followed up on it at all, but he like gave this really weird speech that was like, it was like a I lost my smile speech.
Yeah.
And it was it felt like Nick was so confused. He was like, what just happened? And we were like, we have no idea.
Yeah, it just felt very real. Like
he was like, I've been wrestling for 15 years and I love this business, but it's hard to do something when it doesn't love you back. And he like has a neck injury.
Yeah.
And he almost started crying.
He did start crying at least twice. There were 2 times where he had to like stop and like put his head down. It was something for sure. And like I said that night too, I don't think the way that he said that he...
Except for he's still wrestling. Ugh. He's, like, tweeting about Impact. Like, it just seemed...
It was bad.
It was
seemed
weird.
Like, it felt like a really real, like, depressive moment. And he said that he has an injury that makes his arm and his leg go numb. Like, that's fucked up. That, like, don't wrestle.
Yeah, he didn't tweet about it at all. And the last AEW show is that he had another weird thing that I was like, is this real? Is this fake?
It was weird. He like took his gloves off and put them in the middle of the ring. Like it was really bizarre. I had a lot of very conflicting emotions about it.
Yeah,
it was very strange.
It was super strange.
And like maybe it's a work, maybe it's the greatest kayfabe ever, but it was like uncomfortably real. It was very strange. Who did he face? David Starr.
Who was like a bad guy Jewish wrestler. Whatever.
It was weird.
The worst part about it is like nobody in the crowd was invested in it at all.
No.
Like before all of the like that stuff, like nobody cared about this match.
And also, I remember too, Eddie Kingston, like the day of the match, was tweeting like, I just got some really bad personal news. I'm about to take it out on this opponent at AOW, and then that on top of all that just felt like...
It was weird.
It was very strange. We also skipped another match. Ethan Page versus Colt Cabana.
Yeah. There's so much in this show.
I know there was.
Colt Cabana, whose birthday it was.
It was Colt Cabana's birthday. That's right.
Colt Cabana's parents showed up.
Right at like the perfect moment. It was like a fucking movie.
It's
it
like
was nuts.
Old Jewish parents who were so cute. His dad was like recording him with his like phone.
It was so adorable.
And then Colt was like, it's my birthday. I'm in Chicago. They don't have a match for me, but I just wanted to come celebrate. And then Ethan Page came out and was like, oh, Colt, I got a birthday present for you. I am your birthday present.
He was very good.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
I ever saw him live.
Yeah, me too. I think.
But like I said, I've been watching Evolve, so I've seen some more of him. Mm-hmm. I thought that match was really fun. There was like a moment where Colt brought Ethan Page up to his dad and was like, come on, like to like chop him, and his dad was like, no. And then his dad had the like angriest little face and just like hit him really hard. And then like Colt walked away and then was like, nope, gotta go back for mom.
Yeah, it was really adorable.
Mom like slapped him across the face. It was so great.
It was wonderful.
It was really great.
Also, Colt Cabana did like a weird thing at the end. See, I think that it's important to set this up for the talk about the next match. Okay, so when Colt was leaving, someone that I know that I went to that Pro Wrestling Blitz show with, that we know through wrestling Twitter, does not like Colt Cabana, does not like him at all, is very vocal about it. I think despises might be the right word to use for how he feels about Colt Cabana. Yeah. And he was there, and he was just like booing him and like flicking him off, and Colt was like trying to...
And before the match, Colt made a joke like, oh, this guy really hates me.
Yeah, and it happened a couple of times, and like Colt was trying to be like funny about it, and then on his way out, he hugged this guy and kissed him several times on the face, and you could tell right away that this guy was very upset about it.
Well, he grabbed him and like forced a hug on him.
Yeah, exactly. Like he clearly did not want him to touch him, and it was weird because in the moment it was like funny and it also felt appropriate, but the more we talked about it later, like, that's not cool, you should not.
That's appropriate storyline.
Right, exactly.
Character-wise for Colt Cabana, but it was like,
it crossed a weird line where it's like, yeah, you should probably not touch people who you do not have permission to touch. And we talked too about how a live show, they warn you sometimes, like if you're sitting in these certain places, like they're gonna get a wrestler on top of you, like there's this a chance that people
ACH might kick you in the face.
Right, like there's this chance that people might touch you sometimes, but like this is a different side of that. This is like a more intentional thing, and like that it does cross like a weird line. And like you said, if Michael Elgin had done that to you, you would have slapped him across the face. And like if Dolph Ziggler tried to do
I
that
don't
to
think
me,
he
I'd
ever
punch him in
would
the
because
nose.
I'm a woman.
Right, exactly. And I feel like
so there's like that line where it's like, oh, it's like I can mess with I can mess with a boy, but like no, you shouldn't touch people.
Yeah, exactly. So
okay,
the last match.
It's not the last match, but the last one we're going to talk about.
Last one we're going to discuss.
So is Zack Sabre Jr. in the dirtiest.
Oh my god, they were disgusting.
First of all, they were like this weird off gray, which is like not a great choice because it just looks dirty anyways. But then they were like...
They're filthy.
Filthy.
He had like a skid on straight up the middle of his dick. It was like
a
gross.
sweat mark, but like not like
disgusting.
he's sweating in the moment. Like he walked out and the first thing I noticed was like,
oh my
Zack
god,
Sabre Jr., wash your panties.
Disgusting.
It was fucking gross. And I was like, I can't with this. I was like, already.
And because his jacket is made out of that like almost vinyl-y, plasticky looking material, like it looked so crisp and shiny, and it was just like, oh.
And if you're
girl,
not gonna, if you're not gonna wash your wrestle shorts a lot, which you should, but like I get it, traveling and like whatever, just wear a dark color. Yeah. Oh my god. Anyways, so he's fighting against Michael Elgin, and if you listen to this podcast, you know that we hate Michael Elgin. I fucking hate Michael Elgin.
Yeah, I have a lot of problems with him.
I really, really hate him. And like, it's funny. So it's small. It's an indie show, and we're second row. And I'm
loud.
I'm loud, obviously. And I said to Erin while Michael Elgin's music hit, I said, I want him to look me in the eye and know how much I hate him.
Yes, correct.
That was my goal from the beginning.
And you did it.
Paid off in spades. So everybody is cheering. Most people are cheering because like Michael Elgin's a good wrestler. Like whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I dislike him as a person, but I do think that he's a talented wrestler.
Right.
Even if I think he's a little boring sometimes.
Yeah, agreed.
This was not. This was a great match. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
So he comes out and he's like basking in, and he looks at me and literally does like a cartoon double take, like is shocked at how much I am doing him. And like it has to like register to him like how I'm standing screaming like I hate this
Thumbs
guy.
down, booing.
Yeah. And he like double takes, and then he like blows me a kiss, and then I like catch it and then vomit it. And I was just like, blah, fuck you. Right? And then the match between Zack Sabre Jr. and Michael Elgin
it was fantastic.
It was insane, especially because they're so different.
Yes, absolutely.
It started off a little slow, but like
it has to. They needed that.
Well, and I feel like all of Zack Sabre Jr.'s matches start off slow because,
and so do Michael Elgin's. To be fair,
true.
Too. So
Michael Elgin is just like big, strong guy, and Zack Sabre Jr. is like submission-y, tiny guy.
Right, exactly. You need both of them to build up in order to like get like a really.
But they were like great foils for each other. There were some insane like power lifts.
Yeah, and like some crazy shit off like the turnbuckles off like the second and the top rope. Like
Zack Sabre Jr. had to get like help assisted to the back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, also I saw Zack Sabre Jr.'s scrotum, which was...
It did not fall out.
No. What happened was, okay, so me and one other dude noticed this because I was like, and he turned around right away and was like, did you just see his scrot? And I was like, yes, thank you. I'm so glad I wasn't the only one. Okay, so we're sitting second row in like the middle between two posts. Right. And so on the far right post from us, Elgin's up against it with his back, so he's sort of facing us, and Zach climbs up onto 1 foot on the second rope, 1 foot on the top rope, like leaning over Michael Elgin, and the way that he leaned forward, his dirty underpants
so
moved.
Dirty. They were so dirty.
So I was looking at him like both legs up, butt in the middle. Like I could, if he was naked, I would see straight up his butthole. That was the like direction that he was in. And his shorts moved just enough that I could see like his entire right testicle. And I was just like, oh my god! At first I like didn't realize what I was looking at, but it was just long enough that he was standing in this position that I could like confirm that that's what I was seeing. And I was just like, whoa! Holy shit! You do not wear anything underneath of these. No wonder your pants are disgusting because you don't wear underwear underneath of them. What are you doing?
Oh man,
so that was very shocking. That was my personal highlight of this match.
Okay, so the match ends. The crowd is crazy because it was such a good match. And then Michael Elgin asks for a mic, which I go, oh my God, don't give him my mic. Right? And then he goes into his like babyface speech of like, oh, you know, I call AEW my home, blah, 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 blah.
Blah,
and
blah,
then
blah.
he leans over the ropes and says, even though this girl right here really hates me, and points me out, and then I go, I just do, okay? I don't fucking like you. Really, really loud. And he was like, that's okay, baby, or whatever. And then he pointed to Nick, who's sitting next to me, and was like, oh, is this your boyfriend? And I was like, yeah. Also, like, very proud of Nick. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him.
He's a very handsome man.
Nick is very handsome.
Yeah.
So whenever anybody's like, this your boyfriend? I'm like, yes, it is. Look at him. Look how beautiful he is. Especially because I have dated literal trolls.
I mean, yeah.
If was cast in fantasy, would be cast as a troll.
I've met all of your boyfriends?
Did you meet the magician who stole my computer?
Oh, I don't know if I met him or not.
Don't date a magician.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. Don't date a magician.
All right, that's fair. Or make a magician prove their worth in some way so that you know that they're a worthy magician, I guess. Set up a test of some kind. I don't know.
Just don't date a magician. If you have to set up a test, don't date that person. That seems like a very basic.
I mean, I feel like there's a test you have to run on people who have been in fraternities. Not all of them are bad, but there's got to be like a "Are you a decent human?" line, and that magician did not cross that line.
Yes, he stole my computer with all of my college poetry on it.
Dick.
Oh man.
Anyway,
so I was like, yes, this is my boyfriend. He was like, oh man, you know, the reason that she doesn't like me is because she slid into my DMs, like, begging for it or whatever. And I was like, oh, my God.
Literal mountain troll.
I believe I yelled, I don't follow you. I can't DM you. And he was like, and I had to let her down because I'm a married man and my wife's a 10 and you're a 2. And then the audience hilariously chanted 2. Except for this one guy behind me who was the best and just loudly went, solid 9, solid 9, solid 9. And I was like, this gentleman is the hero. And then, like, you know, everyone booed or whatever, and like, you know, whatever, it happened, right? And then they moved on, and then Nick was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Wrestling is dumb. Also, and Nick was like, you know, he wouldn't have said that if you weren't pretty. And I was like, he probably would have, but also thank you.
Yeah. I mean, Nick has a valid point that you can't, like, call a straight ugly person an ugly person. Like, that's a whole...
And I did have my special horror makeup on.
That's true. You did look like a lady of the night.
I mean, I told Nick, I was like, there are reasons I hate this guy.
Yeah,
because
he's a piece of
literally
trash.
Can't insult a woman, whether it's like, you know, a heel in ROH, like Taylor Hendricks or like whatever, without equating her worth to whether or not he wants to fuck them.
Right,
like,
exactly.
That's a huge problem with him. His, like, he's supposed to be this babyface, but anytime he, like, interacts with a woman character or clearly audience member-wise, which, like, not that anybody ever deserves it, but, like, if anybody deserved it, it was me. I was literally standing and, like, looking into his eyes.
You were
like,
engaging him.
I
and
fucking hate you. And obviously, like, my feelings were hurt or whatever. But, like, he can't, like, talk to one without being like, you are fuckable, you're not fuckable, you are fuckable, you're not fuckable, whatever. It's really funny, though, because Dr. Keith, who works the camera and also is, like, AEW management, his face was like, oh, no. And I was like, whatever. And he came up to me at intermission and was like, on behalf of AEW management, we want to express that Michael Elgin's feelings are not our feelings. And I was like, oh, I was, like, shocked by it. I was like, oh, okay, thank you for saying that. I'm not offended, but, like, I appreciate you reaching out, because, like, if, you know.
It's very good business on his part, to be honest.
Yeah, and then he, like, reached out again through, like, a direct message, and I was like, really, it's okay.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate you reaching out, because, like, you know.
But, like, PW Girl Gang, like, that's... Yeah. That speaks very well of AEW, that they immediately recognized that was a problem, and were like, we are very sorry. We are sorry. And then to reach out later and be like, just so you remember, we are really sorry about this. So I think that is good. And I feel like
absolutely.
That makes me feel, like, not that I ever felt uncomfortable at AEW in particular, but, like, it also makes me feel better that if something really happened, you could talk to AEW and be like, this dude did this fucked up thing, and they would respond appropriately. Yeah. So that's also really good.
Oh, absolutely. But of course, like, I'm me, so I was just like... No, I was like, nobody else can tear me down. I'm the only person that can make myself feel bad. So, please, if you want to say horrible things to me, Do it. But also, these wrestlers need to stop picking on me.
I like how these things came one right after the other.
Oh, man. All quiet on the Lana front, though. So.
Yeah, things have been smooth sailing over there.
Smooth sailing so far. News. Oh my god, there's a brand new baby Bella in the world.
There's a baby Bella.
There's no pictures released yet, which is fair.
Except of her feet. There's
which
the
are
one of,
tiny and perfect.
I mean, she looks
Guys.
like an infant.
Birdie Bella is my Blue Ivy.
I saw you tweet that and literally just like snort laughed on the bus. Like,
but it's true.
You are serious and I know it.
I like Beyonce, but like I don't care about her children. I am deeply invested in Brie Bella's child. So
excellent.
I'm very excited. Mm-hmm. I look forward to all of her mini years on the Bella's YouTube channel.
Yes,
I'm actually very curious to see how they deal with it, because like it's obviously part of Brie and now Daniel's brand to be these like
their parents.
Yeah, well, not parents. I was gonna say it's part of their brand to be these reality stars. Not just on like WWE, but like on Total Bellas and Total Divas and the Bellas YouTube. Like that is literally how they make money, especially now that Brie doesn't wrestle anymore and Daniel still works with WWE, but whatever. Like that is a huge part of their
income.
And also just like their brand. So I'm very curious to see the like how they do with that, because I feel like Daniel's also somebody who's probably like, it's my baby. Like some people are very protective about their children on social media.
That's true.
But like, we'll see.
I don't know. I feel like as somebody who's...
she was born yesterday and we didn't find out about it today at 5 p.m. That's huge restraint on the Bellas, I feel like.
You're absolutely right.
When I saw the time markers, I was like, I'm confused.
We didn't get a single shot of Nikki Bella in surgical scrubs because she undoubtedly raced to her sister's side.
I mean, she fucking better have. They're twins.
True.
Do you think Nikki had like pains, was like brazen labor? Do you think that's how twins work? That's how I think twins work.
I think unexpected pain, that's how twins work. I mean, there's lots of documented evidence about that.
Do you think if I tweet at the Bellas, Nikki, did you feel contractions, that she will tweet back at me?
I don't know. I feel like maybe when I got my IUD put in, they told me that it was it was like, this is sort of what it feels like when you get labor, and I was like, I never want to have a child. This is the worst pain I've ever experienced.
When I got treated for my ovarian cyst, when I was really young too. I was like 13 or 14. The fucking lady at the hospital was like, this is what labor feels like, and I was like, I am 13.
I mean, excellent birth control strategy on their part. They were like, do you like the way
they
this
also
feels?
Gave me birth control because they were like, this is how you control this pain.
Fair.
Pain. I've never had pain like that. It's pain so intense that like I literally was standing and then I passed out from pain and I woke up and I was like, I am on the floor now.
I've had that happen.
Yeah.
From ovary pain. Like
ovaries are the worst.
It's fucking terrible.
Who needs them?
I mean, the species as a whole does need them. I know. It's very upsetting.
Well, the species is a selfish cunt.
Well, yeah. Humans.
What other news?
Anyway.
There's so many injuries. Ember is hurt, so she's not going to be at NXT TakeOver Chicago.
I know. I'm very disappointed in that.
But Ruby Riot's still going to be there. I'm going to make a Let's Start a Riot sign, I think.
Yeah. Is it gonna flash colors?
No.
Oh.
That was like a lot of investment.
I mean,
and it did not pay off.
It got on Total Divas.
Kinda. You really have to look for it. I love that I left that sign in my storage unit at my old house. I was like, somebody will find this Funk is on a Roll sign, and either they'll get it or they won't.
Or they'll love it, probably.
Like, it lights up. It's very sparkly. The timing was off.
Right. Really disappointing.
Well, next time I can make a glow-in-the-dark one.
Yes.
And Emma is hurt. She fucked up her shoulder.
So upset.
Bad timing.
They sat on this bitch for like 16 weeks.
They
like,
sat
that's
on
nuts.
this bitch. I feel so bad for her. She has like terrible timing.
Yeah.
Because she like got called up before people were
invested
in the call-ups, frankly. Then she had that like stealing thing.
Yeah.
And then she had that back surgery. Now she's got a shoulder injury. They don't know how serious it is yet.
Yeah.
So we don't know how long her or Ember will be out, actually.
Man. man.
The UK Championship is going to be defended on
yeah.
NXT TakeOver Chicago, which I'm very excited about. Found that out from Courtney Rose, not surprisingly. She was like, "Did you hear?" Like, oh my god. What other news? Would you say Shibata is probably never going to wrestle again?
Yep, probably not. They said from the hospital that he can see out of one eye and can sort of see out of his other eye and like can't hear out of one of his ears at all. And had to have part of his brain removed, basically. Yep. So I kind of hope he never wrestles again. It's definitely terrifying. Like I really liked him, and he was.
I liked him too.
On like a super hot.
Yeah, he was
streak
like. I don't know a ton about him, but it seems like he was at like the height of his career.
Yeah. He luckily didn't die, basically.
Yeah. Well, you know, silver lining.
Silver lining, did not die. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, very upsetting. Those other people had a baby. Who cares?
No. Oh, yeah, they did have a baby. It's a girl.
Sarah.
Wesley Blake and Sarah Lee.
Yeah. Mm.
Whatever.
Who cares?
Is it got Bella blood? I don't care.
Nah.
Nah?
It's not the next generation in the biggest wrestling dynasty? Nah, don't care. Don't give a shit. Who cares about your baby?
There was other news. R-Truth is going to host a game show on the WWE Network.
Yes, he is. I will watch at least one episode of it, or try to watch at least one episode of it.
The Rock is considering a run for president in 2020. Seriously, that was like a joke, and now it's like a serious thing. I want to die.
Oh my god, we live in idiocracy.
I
Isn't the
wanna
president a wrestler in idiocracy?
I think he's a football player.
Oh, gross.
It is played by Terry Crews, though. That movie is actually really good until it became reality. Oh, yeah. Nikki Bella is writing a book.
Oh, yeah, that's
part
right.
memoir, part inspirational tome, according to Sean
Whatever.
from CagesideSeats.com.
Thanks,
Shout
Sean.
out. Oh, we also haven't had a podcast since I got to see Boone the Bounty Hunter.
What?
I did write the Johnny Mundo movie.
Oh, yes.
I did write a thing about it for Cage Side Seats. It is really good.
What?
Yeah, right? Me, Warwick, and Dave were like, that was good.
Weird.
See, yeah, it's really good. What? Like it's a low budget indie action movie, but it has a surprisingly comprehensive script.
Ooh.
Its plot makes sense. The supporting actors are like keep the movie pretty grounded. John Hennigan does a great job walking the fine line of like douchey TV star and like man with a heart of gold. The stunts are incredible.
Of course they are.
The two the main bad guys are good, but then their like bad guy bodyguards are terrifying, and the fight scenes between them are so good. There's an adorable child. There is a hilarious improv scene with the kid and Johnny Moon. Like, it's clear that he had like a starting point, but it's also clear that he went on for forever because the kid is just like sitting there laughing and doesn't know what to do, and it's really funny. It is, I mean, yeah, it's like weird because it's like bounty hunter TV show is gonna get canceled, so then they have to go to Mexico to get like a real bounty, whatever. Like it's far-fetched, but it like makes sense and is a really good movie.
It's so bizarre.
I will watch it again and again. And they left it open at the end for a sequel, and I want a sequel. Also, Johnny Mundo wrote this movie.
What? I didn't know that.
He financed it almost like a significant amount of it by himself. He like put his house on the line for it. Like, you can really tell that it's a labor of love, and it is fucking really good. And it's really funny.
Baller.
It's like laugh out loud funny.
Weird.
I know. I was so prepared to be like, oh, this is going to be like a dumb parkour movie. It is a good movie. Like,
all right. Okay.
It's not going to win any, like, you know, Oscars or anything, but for like what it is really good.
Cool.
Go. It's available on demand now.
Oh, cool.
So you can get it on iTunes and Amazon.
Oh, sweet.
I loved it.
Awesome.
I loved it so much. I got to see Ty in real life, and she's great.
Mm-hmm. She's so nice. Like,
also, I got to see Luchasaurus without his mask on, which was weird.
Yeah, he was at that Pro Wrestling Blitz show that I went to, and I was just like, I'm very confused.
Just like a giant
He's so big.
Nerd.
He's smaller than I was expecting because he's big, but like everyone in Lucha is like a little bit smaller than most people are. And like, to see him live, I was just like, wait a minute, I'm so conflicted about how big and how little you are.
You know who I had a moment when I was watching Raw this week, and I realized like, oh, that person is tall. Samoa Joe. In my head, I was always like, oh, he's just like he's a short guy. But no, he's like 6'2".
Yeah, he's like the same size as
Everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, for some reason, like I heard commentary be like 6'2", 200 something pounds, and I was like, oh, he is tall. For some reason, I think that he's not tall.
That happens. That's how I feel about Aiden English, who is shockingly tall. He is
Really, he seems tall.
I don't know. Maybe it's because Simon Gotch seems very little to me, and so I just assumed that Aiden English was like normal sized.
Normal size. Ugh.
That's what happens.
He didn't talk about how terrible my bangs are.
They actually look fine.
They're so short.
I was really expecting them to be much worse.
Well, I had to come home and fix them a bunch. I had to pay to get my bangs cut and then come home and recut them.
I mean, they are very short, but they look fine.
No.
At least they're not like crooked.
Anymore. Because I fixed them. I always have to fix my bangs. I'm done having other people cut my bangs.
Why don't you just cut your own bangs?
I'm going to do it from now on. Because apparently, bangs are the hardest thing in the world for professional hairstylists. Assholes. Anyways, Totes Deeds, which ends tonight.
No.
What?
Sad.
Ugh. Drama. Okay, well, we have missed 2 episodes, and
yes.
We're not going to talk about everything we missed, but we will be talking about both episodes of Total Divas.
Okay, alright, fine.
Especially since the one from 2 weeks ago was mostly just Lana being a cray-cray.
Oh, yeah!
To be fair, even though she took it to an extreme level, I feel like Lana was right.
Which one was this? Remind me
The
which
wedding
time
thing.
she was being crazy?
Okay, so here's the thing. Both of them are in the wrong because, hello, Google!
Yeah, seriously.
You're going to have a
Why didn't you look this up together?
Bulgarian wedding. Cool. Google it. Or ask Rusev's mom, what exactly are we doing?
Yeah.
There are many ways all of this could be avoided. But also, Rusev was like a huge dick to her the whole time. And then at the end, she ended up apologizing for being like, quote, crazy, which she did take it to an extra level. But he could have also apologized for being a straight dick. So, honestly,
yes.
Rusev was a dick in that situation.
Yes, he was an idiot, I think is more what happened. I don't think that he was purposely being a dick. I think he knew he fucked up really bad.
When you're in a relationship and you get in a fight where you're both, like, being shitty, right? And then one person is finally like us, we got into a fight last week for about 30 minutes.
Yep.
When one person is finally like, okay, I see my mistake in this, okay? I'm going to own up and be like, I'm sorry, right? The other person should also be like, you know what? I am also sorry.
Yeah, that's true. He did respond very poorly to that.
He was just like, good.
Yeah, that's true. He did fuck up.
And she was like, I'm just crazy and whatever. And he's like, yeah, I know.
I think that she fucked up pretty bad, though, too.
Like, I agree. I mean, she threw like a children's temper tantrum.
Yes, she did. Absolutely. Like, I think you're right, too. I think that also falls on her. Like, you agreed to do this. Didn't you think, like, Eastern European country, maybe you should, like, check out what they want you to do? Like, it just seems very bizarre.
She seemed also really shocked by, like, okay, when you are going to do traditional wedding stuff, all traditional wedding stuff is based in,
bonkers.
Like, horrible, like,
it means nothing.
Misogyny and, like, ownership stuff, right? So a lot of the traditions are going to be like that.
Yes.
You can't balk, if you're agree to do traditional nonsense for weddings, you can't balk at the misogyny of it, because that's what weddings are.
Yeah, exactly. I thought at first, too, that she was, because he splashes the water all over her face and all over her chest. He also splashes it, like, up her skirt a little bit.
She's wearing pants.
It was just like, that is maybe the one thing that I would be like, yeah, okay, that makes me a little uncomfortable. But she never even mentions that. She's just like, I just thought that the whole thing was it just made me feel so...
What do you mean? But she was wearing pants.
No, she had, like, she had a skirt on, didn't she?
She was wearing pants.
Are you sure?
Positive. Because it was a doe pantsuit.
Well,
I mean, he could have just splashed it on her vag, but...
Yeah, I mean, she probably did.
Whatever.
Anyway. Yes, they were both in the wrong. They both fucked up. They're both crazy.
Nikki Bella was like, I want to be a wrestler. I want to be on Dancing with the Stars. And then she was like, I'm just going to be a wrestler.
Yeah, that seemed like a really easy choice. Like, you literally can't do both of those. I love that when they make John Cena come out to do Total Divas stuff, that he's just like, this is so dumb. He just
whatever, he gets a paycheck.
I know, and I think that's why it's perfect, because he, like, knows that it's silly, and, like, he was clearly brought on in that moment to be her voice of reason, quote unquote, and did just that. He was like, you literally can't do this. Like, you have to make a decision. There's no way that you can do both of these, which I like.
Eva was like, Dad, I want you to live forever, so drink all the green juice. Which, like, I mean, her dad probably should, like, not smoke and stuff, but also, like, you can't have somebody go from living the way that they want to forcing them to drink green juice. Also, like, put an apple in the green juice.
Yeah.
Like, I get that you guys are health freaks, but, like, put an apple in it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to drink just celery and broccoli.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Also, because celery is gross.
I like celery.
Not in juices. It's so potent. Yeah. It's nasty.
That's true.
It's nasty.
I'll just eat a stalk of celery. Different.
With peanut butter and raisins.
I don't eat peanut butter.
What?
It makes me sick.
What?
Yeah. That's always been the case.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't eat it. It makes me, like, sick to my stomach.
But it's so delicious.
No. Is not.
What? Yeah. I, like, can't process this.
Yeah, like, I think had one Reese's peanut butter cup in, like, my entire life. And it made me sick.
That's sad.
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't really bother me, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because you don't know the joys of peanut butter.
Right, exactly. That's true.
Okay, the next episode. Eva and Maurice are the best of friends, and I love their relationship. So both of them never had honeymoon, so they're like, let's do a joint honeymoon, which was dumb.
Why would you ever do that?
Like, you're just going on vacation with friends. Then.
Yeah.
They also were, like, playing twinsies with their braids, though I loved their braids.
Yeah, and they had those, like, coordinated bikinis.
And they were like, this is a surprise! We both have these bikinis. You guys knew that you had those bikinis.
Yeah, seriously.
Mike was like, oh, they're so hot.
Yeah, I don't understand. They do this, like, sexy photo shoot together. They go on this dual honeymoon. Like, are they all banging? I don't understand. Like,
I don't know. Mike and Jonathan
weird.
Clearly want to fuck each other.
Yeah, they have this, like, weird bond where it's like, yeah, I've seen you fuck my wife. Yeah, I've fucked your wife. That's sort of what it feels like. I'm like,
it does feel like that.
It's really strange. Like, I don't understand. Like, absolutely no judgment, clearly from me. I don't give a fuck.
Maurice is kind of French.
Yeah, true.
So.
That's true. That's very true. Eva's very Hollywood as well, so.
Hollywood.
Who knows? God knows all these wrestlers fuck each other.
Miz was like, I gotta do my draft, and Maurice threw a big temper tantrum about it.
It's weird.
I
see both
perspectives.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't have done it at the dinner table. That was messed up. But she could have given him the 2 hours to do it because it was clearly important to him and they were on vacation.
Yes, absolutely.
And he did take her to swim with her pigs.
And he did it at night, too, to be honest. Like, they had a whole day. He did not use all of his time very wisely, which I think is, like, a bigger issue that they could not talk about how to have a vacation together.
Right.
Like, that's a much bigger issue than
also
I need
people's
these 2 hours.
Definitions of romantic.
Some people just think different things are romantic, and you have to talk about that kind of stuff. It's not like you can just read each other's minds.
Being in a relationship, you would have to talk so much.
Oh my god, you have to talk to each other about literally everything. Who would have guessed? You live in the same bed as a human being. You have to share a lot of information with them so that you don't hate their guts every day. Turns out, important.
Yeah. The amount of people I know who are in relationships who don't talk to their significant others about very obvious things is mind-boggling to me.
It blows my mind. Like, how do you
How do you get married and not discuss if you guys want to have kids or not?
If you're looking for...
How do you not know that within the first 6 months?
I was going to say within the first 3 dates. I don't think that's a weird thing to discuss with someone. Like, in my 5-year future plan, I'll probably have children. Or in my 10-year future plan. Like, I think you can say that without being a creepy weirdo. Without being like, I'm looking for the person who's going to father my children. I'm going to have at least one. I changed my mind about it. It took a long time. And also, after the election... I feel a social responsibility to have a child who is not an asshole. And I know a lot of people are gonna raise dicks, and as a privileged white person, I feel like it's my social responsibility to have a white child who's not a piece of shit. And so I'm gonna have at least one, and teach it to be a good person. So yes.
What if it's a sociopath?
Well, then...
Because you listen to so much true crime.
Well, that means I'm prepared for...
osmosis.
I'm prepared for all of the signs. I know what the triage is. If they get a head wound, I'm going to be very prepared. They're going to have a lot of therapy. I'm ready for that possibility.
Also, Nikki's going to have her come back, and also Natty is a psycho about her cat.
Yeah, unsurprising. It's like the least surprising thing to me ever.
A psycho about her cat.
Yeah.
We have been talking for an hour and have not talked about anything else.
I mean, we talked about quite a chunk of wrestling. We talked
about
a whole show. Yeah,
we did talk about a whole show. At NXT.
things that happened.
It was Killian versus Danny Burke? Danny Birch?
Danny Birch? I think it's Birch.
Danny English.
Yeah,
Killian is so hairy.
Yeah. He looks like he's wearing a sweater.
It's unappealing. I know he's a bad guy, but it is a lot.
It is a lot.
I mean, live your truth. I'm uncomfortable by it. Your truth is uncomfortable to me. I love that when Eric Young comes out and is like in the ring, he just talks to himself. Mm-hmm. But like, not like how Bray does it, where it like seems like he's like praying or like being creepy. It's just like he's babbling like a crazy. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
There was a promo package. Oh, Killian did one. Obviously, I don't know.
Durr.
Sanity. I like Sanity.
I do too.
I'm
That's
just,
fine.
It's very obvious what happened in that,
exactly.
right? We don't have to talk about it.
Exactly.
There was a promo package for the Velveteen Dream.
I just... Everything about this...
Everything about it is bad.
I should like, though. Like, it's things that I like. I like the idea of it.
If you knew it was not by somebody who liked Donald Trump, would you like it more?
Maybe. I might. If I knew it was, like, Tyler Breeze being repackaged, I would probably really enjoy it, actually.
I guess also somebody who could do it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is, like, I know it's not going to be good, and so I'm like, this is going to be
because we've already seen him do it, and he does it bad.
And he's very bad at it, and
also, how are you going to have this new Prince gimmick and also be calling Shinsuke the artist known as?
Yeah, like, what are you doing? It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me, and I do not care for it. It makes me so mad because I really want to like it, because I bet if he gets fucking merch, it's going to be cool Prince-esque merch, and I'm not going to want to buy any of it, and that
I
makes
want them
me
to
angry.
get sued by Prince's estate.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. Although I guess they could say that it's parody or fucking whatever.
I don't know. We got sued by the fucking Power Rangers guy for a parody burlesque show.
That's true.
The Power Rangers guy came for a burlesque show. Well, we didn't get sued. We almost got sued.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. And then the owner of that company changed the name to Hooter Rangers. That's when I quit.
Gross. That's so gross.
I'm not in it to strip like a hot wing.
No, that's beneath you.
So beneath me. As are you all. I'm eating an Oreo.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I just totally left
They're
you out to dry here with
birthday
this
cake
Oreo.
Oreos. They're
Oh, hey.
so delicious. I love them so much. I wouldn't have suspected that I would love them so much, but I really do. Heavy machinery versus very, very tiny jobbers.
Oh yeah, I remember this match. I totally...
Watson Kinsman, I think, were their names, but they were just very tiny.
I don't even give a shit.
And then Heavy Machinery just started chanting, "Steaks and weights! Steaks and weights!"
Also, the shorter of the two yelled, "I am beat done." I am over on
they're
Heavy
funny.
It was, before now had been like, ugh, okay, these are the
Because they
dudes.
just seemed like big guys.
We're big guys that are gonna take on others and pain other big guys. Big guys. But, like, they literally just made that their gimmick, and somehow I'm here for it. I'm
Because they're
super here for it.
They were, like, kind of tongue-in-cheek about it.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. And, like,
Also,
I'm
that move
over
where
it.
they just run into the people is actually awesome. And it's way better than that picking up, slamming them, and, like, literally just being like,
know.
we're just gonna full force run into you is hilarious.
Flatten your asses.
They won.
I really enjoyed
obviously.
that. I liked it a lot. It did its job, and I am now over on Heavy Machinery.
And the audience was really over on
yeah,
it, too.
absolutely. They're great.
There was a DIY promo where they were, just being baby faces and making rhymes.
Baby face. Johnny Gargano. I have the babiest of all the baby faces.
He does. He
He
has a
really does.
tiny baby face.
It's true.
Hideo Itami versus Kona. Kona has a terrible butt.
I didn't even notice. I'm not
It's-
gonna lie.
Terrible.
He's very tall. That was the thing that I couldn't get past. I was like, man, you're way taller than I was expecting for a jobber. Like, this is why.
Well, he's been on NXT a bunch.
Yeah, he's lost every time he's been on NXT.
Yeah. He also has a bad butt.
Gross.
I like Hideo Itami's new, tude. His, I have been fucked over so much.
Right?
I'm just here to kill people.
I have the
Also, his
biggest
scar
scar.
is so badass.
It's awesome. I love it.
And the GTS is great. It works really well with him.
He is the one who invented it. It's his.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that he was the one who originally started using it. That's why it was like a huge deal when he came to WWE, because now he can be the face of it, and it actually is his thing.
I did not know that.
He's like the only person who can do it after CM Punk did it as his finisher, because he's
stole it.
Yeah, because he's the one that CM Punk took it from. So it works really well, and he is obviously very good at it, and I really like it. I love Hideo Itami. Yeah, exactly.
I like his angular face. There's a Drew McIntyre promo video that was just so great. It's mostly just him and his face and his sexy Scottish music.
Yes.
That's named Gallantry. That's the name of that song.
Really?
I love it.
Interesting.
I had blinders on. Somebody, I think it was Kyle from Cage Side, was like, it's not a good song. And I was like, Kyle? It's a great song.
Listen.
There's a backstage segment with Bobby Roode and William Regal, whose birthday it is.
Happy birthday, William Regal.
And Bobby Roode was like, I'm the mess, I'm the champ. We both wear nice clothes. We're both so handsome. Whatever. And William Regal was like, yeah, you're still going to have to fight.
Yeah, that's how this works.
So it's either going to be Roderick Strong, because we watched that promo package. Oh, there was another one of those.
I don't care about him at all.
He has a baby. He's dating an MMA lady. That's about
sensitive. He built a crib. He
Kind of.
is swaddled in a photo with a baby. I don't know.
He's clearly fake sleeping in that photo.
Yeah, it's not good. Whatever. Whatever, I guess. Good for him.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Oh, Roderick Strong comes in and Regal's like, it's going to be Roddy or Hideo Itami. So, fucking deal with it.
Yep.
People watching NXT right now will know. I'm assuming it's Hideo.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so as well.
Right?
Or some kind of 3-person match. Although,
But they're already doing that with women.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. Oh, yeah, that's true. Because if it had been a 4-person match, they could have done a 3-person match.
But I think it's just going to be Hideo.
I'm into that.
There was a number one contender battle royale for the women's championship, and there was a bunch of people in that match.
There are a shitload of
all
women.
the NXT people, and then there was Candice LeRae, which I love that the audience was like, fuck everybody else. Let's go, Candice!
I know, right? And they didn't even show her entrance. It was really weird. All of a sudden she came, because I saw the spoiler that she was there, but then the match started and I was like, wait a fucking minute, is that Candice LeRae right in front of my very eyes? And it absolutely was. It's really weird that they rebranded a bunch of people and did not give them entrances. So I was like, who the fuck are these people? I don't know. It was weird because they rebranded. Daria doesn't have the same name anymore, and Mary Dobson is in there as Shayna, whatever the fuck her name is.
I thought that was her. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, and it's because they don't announce her name, and you can't get a good look at her face while she comes in. So, and there was somebody else too who the vintage girl, the 50s girl.
Yeah, but she got an entrance.
Yeah, she got an entrance. She's rebranded as well. Her last name is Evans now. She's Lacey Evans. I prefer her with her hair up like that.
Yeah,
it
looks good.
Way better. Yeah, there were a bunch of people, and I was like, why aren't we talking about who these people are? There's so many of them. They're obviously stacking up for the women's tournament. That's what it feels like.
Right.
That we'll get introduced to these people later.
I did love that Billy and Peyton eliminated 5 of the women, and they were hilarious. Yeah, I counted. They eliminated 5. They also had funny moments where they were like, get off my friend! They're just the best. I just love them so much.
Yeah, they're a great duo.
They were great. I like that it was because they've been building up Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross and Ember Moon in different ways, but they've been pushing those 3.
Right.
I liked that it was. I liked how it ended. Asuka came out.
It was bizarre, but I liked it.
Me too. I liked that Asuka came out and clearly was like nervous, but like came out and fucked them all up and was like, "No one is ready. I am Asuka." Though she threw Ember. That's when Ember got hurt. She threw Ember out of the ring, and Ember. But Ember also like dove out, and then I don't know. It was just like a weird timing thing, and Ember just like ran into the railing.
It was brutal. It looked really fucking bad. So now it's gonna be Ember,
Ruby Riott,
Ruby Riott,
Asuka, and Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross at the end of that was hilarious. She crawled over to the edge of the ring and just started pointing and laughing at Ember, who was actually hurt.
I don't think she knew that she was actually hurt, but even if she did, she probably would have done that because it's appropriate for her character.
She was just like, fucking Ruby Riott's eyelash was just like hanging off her face. And then Nikki Cross was just literally like army crawling around the ring going, Asuka, Asuka. Nikki Cross is fucking great.
I do not mean this, but I kind of hope that Ember is injured for a time where they just decide to put it on someone else. Like, I wanted Ember to win, but this shoulder injury almost feels fortuitous in a lot of ways. Like, you could put the belt on either Nikki or Ruby in Chicago, and it would be amazing.
Because they don't have to pin Asuka.
They do not have to pin Asuka. She does not have to lose by pin or submission. She can just lose the title. And I feel like after she loses, it will be different when she loses in a rematch. It won't feel as, like, world-ending.
They can still give the one and only, like, pin to Ember.
Right, exactly. Like, even if Ruby holds this title until Ember can take it from her, like, I'm fine with that. Like, that would be fine. If Nikki holds the title until then, I'm also fine with that. I really want Ruby Riott to win in Chicago. It just feels like fate. Like, this is the perfect opportunity for them to transition it off of Asuka without having to pin her, and they've been building this feud between Nikki and Ruby for some time. NXT actually loves hometown heroes. That's something they're very into. They really need to build female baby faces as well. And, like, to have Ruby win in her hometown would be a...
Wait, she's not from Chicago.
Yeah, she is.
I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? Are you sure? I'm looking that up.
I think so. Her home promotions were all Chicago. Her last Indies match was a AEW show. It was the one where the ropes broke when Chris Hero retired. Retired, sort of, before it was like his second to last match.
I'm looking it up. She's from Edwardsburg, Michigan.
Chicago.
Like that you've just been like, yeah, Chicago. Remember, we first saw her wrestle as Sally Stitches.
What?
We first saw her wrestle as Sally Stitches at the Freelance Wrestling Show.
Her name was Sally Stitches at that show?
Because she had like double characters. So she was Heidi Lovelace, but she also had the like ragdoll gimmick.
Oh.
Remember she wrestled Joey Ryan? That was the first time we saw her, and it was the first time we saw Joey Ryan.
I don't think I realized her name was Sally Stitches because we were with Bobby and he just kept calling her Heidi Lovelace. So she was
He told us.
Oh. Interesting. I guess I just forgot then.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was at my very first indie show. Your second indie show.
But if I thought it was my first indie show because I forgot about the one that I went to.
You saw El Generico at your first indie show.
Yeah, but I was just going with Bobby. I wasn't like into it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. You look back and you're like, oh shit, I saw some dope ass people at this
I did see some dope ass people. You know what? I don't think she ever actually went by Sally Stitches. I think that fucking Bobby fucked up. Because now that I'm looking at it, I think she was just having like a punk rock ragdoll gimmick and she was acting really ragdoll-y. But she had her face painted.
Did she?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Maybe she was like, because Sally Stitches is that character from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
So
it was a holiday show. Because it was in December and like they had
maybe
that.
she was... So maybe she was wrestling as Heidi as Sally for the holiday show.
That makes sense. Because they had that, like, bring
I'm
your own...
so confused! Wrestling is so weird!
Yeah, they had that... We were talking about this on Saturday. They had that bring your own weapons match and everybody brought them wrapped up in presents because it was their holiday show.
I love a good crowd brings the weapons
Right,
match.
we haven't seen one of those in a long time. I'm into that.
I love a good one. Raw!
Yeah.
In London, cheerio, governor, we're all in London, so we're awful fucking performers, so we're all gonna do a fake accent. Hello, governor, pip pip. I hate that. If I was English, I would be like, no. Oh my god.
Burp, sorry.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
It like escaped.
I know, it really did just escape from my body. I'm sorry, everyone. Yeah,
it's offensive, right?
One did one that I was like, girl.
Austin Aries did one on 205 Live.
Hello, Imogen.
I don't, and it's like a babyface move. Naomi did one.
Yeah.
All the baby faces do it.
Oh, Naomi's was bad.
Oh, yeah.
It was real bad.
But she was so like, you know, whatever. Her braided ponytail is dope.
Yeah. And that fucking coat that glows on the inside is so cool. That's not Raw. We don't give a fuck about Raw.
Anyways, Dean and Miz, they're GMs.
I actually really enjoyed that. Yeah. I thought that they did a really good job. And I also feel like I love seeing Dean backstage. That's why I wore the shirt. Because I was like, I love Dean backstage.
Someday will be a good GM. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
totally agree on that. Absolutely. I noticed this like weird actory detail.
Ugh.
He's really good at having fake phone conversations. Like,
fake phone conversation, he is good at it, but also, like, don't tip the phone. I can see the screen.
I know. I was like, okay, your screen clearly, you should hold it on your other ear so we can't see that the screen is clearly not turned on. Like, get it together. This is a little ridiculous. But
It
like
was
the
on.
actual...
It was just, like, on the home screen.
No, it was black.
No, it wasn't. Because
Yeah,
I
it was.
looked at it.
I did
No.
as well. It may have turned off during this promo then, because at the end I was like, that screen is black, and that's not on. That makes sense that he would have it on this home screen and then it would just shut off. Stella's singing a lullaby to her cat right now.
Amy, I am a kitty. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. She's so little. She's so
I don't know
little.
if she's upset or she's falling asleep.
I think both.
She's just like flaring her
If
claws.
she was really upset, she would fight to get out of this.
That's true.
She just loves her mama. Yeah, I goober. Hi, baby. Anyways, I love my cats.
Anyway.
I'm going out of town. I gotta love them.
That's okay.
I'm gonna be in Kentucky.
Congratulations.
Well, I'm going on a couple's horse ride. I told Nick that I wanted to go for a horse ride, and then he was like, I booked a couple's horse ride. Last time
What does that mean?
I don't know. Last time I rode a horse, I watched Allie get thrown from a horse, so don't think it's gonna top that.
What?
Yeah, I was in college. She's fine.
I mean...
Whatever. We are talking about wrestling.
Anyway.
Miz fought Finn Balor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course did Miz's shit and was like, I'm the GM. He interfered in this match, referee.
And then Dean was like, nope, no disqualifications.
Absolutely
Nope,
not.
nope. And then Finn won. Mm-hmm. You know what I love about Miz and Maurice? When Maurice stands in between... Maurice isn't put in between them. Like...
Yeah,
She actively moves in, and then she like smiles at them like, what the fuck are you
One
gonna
of these
do?
days she's gonna get knocked the
absolutely.
fuck out, and I'm here for it.
But I feel like a lot of times in that scenario, it's like I'm gonna hide, but like the Alicia Fox thing, like Noam would like hide behind her.
Yes, true.
But she's like, no. Mm-hmm. I am like I just like the agency.
Yeah.
And like her face.
Yes.
Her face to Finn was like, whatever, bitch.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. And
Whatever, bitch.
It'll be like Stephanie McMahon getting speared and getting thrown through the table when it finally happens. It'll be very shocking, and it'll be like, it's your own fault that this happened. Which, like, hashtag problematic. But, like, that is what they're setting up for, and it totally works for that storyline.
There's a backstage segment with Alexa and Nia where they basically set up Team Rude, where Nia was like, "Do you mean what you said?" And Alexa was like, "Yeah, duh."
I said a lot of things. What specifically are you asking about?
They're besties. They're besties IRL.
I
And
know.
now they're
I love it.
It will be interesting when they do have the like feud. If
Yeah.
they, if Alexa is still carrying when that happens. Mm-hmm. But it seems like it will.
Yeah, they want her to be the Charlotte of Raw right now. Like, they want her to be their face of that women's division.
Face
like,
of the women's division.
Cool, I'm here for it. She cuts a better promo than Bayley or Sasha.
She cuts the best female promo on Raw right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
I absolutely agree with
There's
that.
a match between Mickey with Bayley on the outside of the ring and Alexa with Nia. It's just like there was a lot between SmackDown and Raw. There was like a lot of like horseshoeing people in because they were like, we're on a European tour and you guys want to see everybody, so here is everybody, kind of.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is fine. And
Yeah,
it's
that's a
fair.
good point. I didn't even think about that.
Was it just me, or during Raw specifically, were the audiences only being dicks during the women's matches?
No, they were being dicks the whole time. The whole time.
That's what I figured, but like I noticed it more for the women's matches. So I was
they
just
were
like,
dead. They were like just totally disengaged.
they were fine for SmackDown, and they were great for 205 Live.
Yeah.
They were invested as fuck in 205 Live.
Yeah. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird to have a crowd that was like, I'm here clearly for this. Like, wait, what?
But it's also like, different time zones, whatever.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Alexa won?
Yes?
I didn't mark it down. I am assuming.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
It was not a match to write home about.
No. That's bad that we don't remember who won.
I do remember Nia beating the shit out of Mickey at the end.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, I remember that as well. And Bailey coming over and be like, "Don't do that."
No, she didn't.
No, at one point she did because
because Nia like left triumphantly. No, because Alexa won, I think, and then something happened between Alexa and Bailey because Alexa ran out of the ring and Bailey chased her.
Oh yeah.
And then Nia beat the shit out of Mickey.
That's right. But
I still don't know who won.
That's right, because I remember yelling at Alexa, "Take your title with you, girl. What are you doing?" That's
yeah.
true. I remember that.
But she like ran away from
Yes, she did. Mm-hmm.
Bailey.
Heel shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backstage segment with Dean and Miz where like they got in a fight and then Miz was like, "Oh, I like to make matches too. Matchmaking is fun. You have to face Bray Wyatt." And then Dean was like, "Okay, that sounds fun." I'm Dean Ambrose.
I had a great series of matches with him several years ago.
I am the only series of matches where Bray won.
Oh. That's right. LOL, fuck you, Dean used to be a thing.
Yeah. Womp womp.
Wah, wah.
There was a backstage segment where Charlie interviewed Joe and then Seth beat up Joe.
Okay.
Whatever.
I don't like them together.
I don't either. It's so boring.
It's so boring.
It's so boring.
It's so boring. I thought it was just the House of Horrors match setting up before that. No, they're just
boring.
Not good together. They have such bland chemistry. Like, it's not bad, but it's not very good. I'm just over it. Like, their backstage stuff was sort of exciting because Seth, like, did that jump up onto that crate, I guess. But also, like, if that's the most exciting thing that you're doing, that's bad. Like, ugh.
Yeah, it was boring. It was just so boring.
So boring.
Tag team turmoil. Oh, I guess Braun versus Kalisto. And then there was this awesome moment where Braun just kicked Roman, like, across the room. So much so that Gino, because he, like, loves Braun, just wrote, like, a whole thing on Cage Chat and was like, "Let's watch this kick a lot." But
it makes me sad.
Roman was
injured.
Like, jerking off his arm a bunch. Why does he still have to do that? It's really dumb.
No, it's bad.
You know what Superman doesn't do?
Jerk himself off. It's weird.
Well, I'm sure he jerks himself off.
Well, I mean, in front of people. I don't think that he does that.
Oh, yeah, I was like, no, he doesn't. He's Superman. He doesn't jerk off in front of people.
Stop saying.
We should ask Braun Strowman. He knows a lot about Superman.
Well, he knows about itty-bitty Supermans.
Do you think he, like, is really emotionally, like, distraught every time he gets hit with a Superman punch and he's like, "Oh, Superman wouldn't even do it like that because Superman is like, oh." I want to think of Braun Strowman as, like, a huge Superman nerd that's just like, I know everything about Superman. So
I'm fine with that. That would be fine with me.
That's the only way that shitty tattoo is justified. Someday, out of the blue, he's going to show up. And that's going to be covered, and it's going to be covered with, like, a snake eating a baby or something. And we're all going to miss
Randy
Superman.
Orton style.
My dad did that. My dad had a tattoo that was, like...
snake eating a baby?
No, it's better. My dad had a tattoo that was, like... It was either an angel or a bird, and it was, like... It was a shitty tattoo. But it had, like, 2 hearts, and he was like, "That's for you and your mom." Then they got divorced, and then, like, years later, he got covered up. And I shit you not, it is now... a giant snake eating up that bird. Just the funniest thing. And he denies it. He's like, "No, I never had that. It wasn't like a heart thing." And I was like, "Yeah, it was. It absolutely was. You got divorced and then you got a snake eating your relationship. Also eating me, so fuck you."
Yeah, they throw you under the bus there.
I didn't do anything. I was just born.
I mean...
I was an accident.
Yeah. Wah, wah. It's okay. My dad's gay. I think that inherently makes me an accident.
It's okay. My dad's gay. Oh, man. Oh, I really hate Kalisto's new music.
I don't mind it. I think it fits with his weird sexy Drago thing that he's got going on.
The beginning is
I hate
really
the
bad.
beginning. It is trash. It does take like at least 11 seconds to get really moving. It's unfortunate. Other than that, I like it. It's like Emma's music, where the beginning I'm like, can we let go of this stupid...
No. Your
Dude
opinions
music?
about Emma are trash.
You're trash!
You are in my home.
Yeah, you just insulted my opinions about Emma. That part of that song is dumb. Let that part of her past go.
No.
I want tiny gloves all the way. I don't need
Her
boop boop dancing. I don't need it anymore. It's been very long. Most people who listen to that song now do not understand that's why it's there.
No,
Just
it
get rid of
starts
it.
off cool.
No, it starts off with her weird old boop boop music, and I'm not into
but then
that.
it transfers.
That's
I like
fine.
it.
That's exactly what Kalisto's music does. It
No.
transfers to his new, much better music.
No, but it's not like a callback to his old music. It's
Yes,
just,
it is.
No, it's not.
It's weird lucha-y sounding music.
No, it's not. It sounds like a video game. Your ears don't work.
That's probably
There was
true.
a backstage segment where Golden Truth were like, we need to stay relevant. And it was
They
like
have had-
kind of sad.
They've had the most consistent storytelling over the last 2 years than like anybody else.
Yeah,
in the
but it was
company.
like kind of sad because they lost.
Yes, true. But like Goldust got a really good promo.
He did.
It was really good. Like they're jobbers now and they're low card people, but like
But people still love them.
yeah, and they do a great job. And like you do need people in that
Tag,
spot.
team, turmoil. Basically, Sheamus and Cesaro started it off and then beat everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally beat the Golden Truth, who was the last one. And then the Hardys came out and then they all stared at each other. And then
Yep.
London was like, we saw them all.
I accidentally fast forwarded through Enzo and Cass, and it wasn't until the end of the match that I was like, oh fuck, I did not watch Enzo and Cass in this. Whoops, not going back now.
I like the idea of like tag team turmoils because it gets everybody work and it was cool to see them. And I like, they don't do them a lot. So it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice every once in a while.
And Cesaro and Sheamus looked fucking strong as hell. And, Golden Truth looked good because it, like, but, I mean,
It's
it was like
predictable.
40 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It's, I don't need that in my life that often.
Seth and Joe, whatever.
Boring, we already talked about that.
Neville on commentary versus Jack Gallagher and TJP. When did we start calling him TJP and not TJ Perkins?
I don't care.
I missed the boat. Anyways, TJ won by cheating, and then Austin Aries
He pulled
came
his
out.
shorts like all the way up, too. I was like, you can
Tiny
basically
butt
see his
crack.
ass.
And Austin Aries came out and was like, I'm Austin Aries, I'm going crazy. Ah.
Accurate. Very good Austin Aries impression.
I like Austin Aries' multiple maroon pants.
Yeah.
Man knows he looks good in maroon.
He does look really good in maroon. He's right. His colors work very well with that.
Man knows his style. Gotta know your brand.
That's true. He knows his brand up and down.
I'm excited that Foxy is on 205 Live and Raw now.
Me too.
Their match was short. Sasha and Foxy's match was short.
Good.
But it was good.
It was a good match.
I
I
like
really enjoyed
watching
it.
Alicia wrestle.
Yeah, her Northern
Northern Lights suplex
is awesome. It looks so good. She's so good at it too.
She really is.
I'm like, it's nice to see a tall lady. Honestly,
A tall lady.
like, it's nice that Charlotte's not the only tall lady. Like,
so
I'm
many
into that.
tall ladies.
Yes.
The final match was Miz with on commentary, and then Dean versus Bray. Bray won, but only because Miz interfered. Bray is only winning with other people's interference.
Does he will them to interfere? I'm gonna just believe that. That's how I'm gonna justify
No.
that. I know it's not. LOL, fuck you, Bray.
No, he doesn't.
My favorite part of this was Miz on commentary going, Dean Ambrose gets to be the main event. Why wasn't the Miz put in the main event? And I was like, you literally booked this yourself.
I think Michael Cole said that. One of them said that. Was like,
Okay,
you
good.
book this match. And he
Okay.
was like, I'm the Miz.
I'm the Miz.
I loved on Total Divas how Maurice was like, I married Mike, not the Miz. And he was like, you married both. Wink.
I did love when they pulled up to that house and he was like, it's like being on the real world again.
Yeah,
And I
that was
like,
funny.
Oh, that's adorable. I'm so happy that you still embrace part of that.
Why wouldn't he? Got him everything.
Yeah, true. That's true. That's a good point.
Did you watch 205 Live?
Yes, I did.
It was weird how invested that crowd was. I mean, I was happy about it. The beginning thing with Jack Gallagher at toasting a humble Austin Aries. Austin Aries' face when Jack Gallagher was like, you're known for being very humble, was hilarious. He was like, I literally don't know how to take that. No one has ever called me humble. It was like a genuine, because Jack Gallagher obviously said it as like a joke, but like meant it in character. And Austin Aries was like,
Is this the first time Austin Aries has ever been a babyface?
no.
Okay.
But like, he's doing it now. Even when he's a babyface, he's kind of like a douche. Mm-hmm. That's his whole thing.
That's true. That's a good point.
That's his whole thing.
I loved watching them chug those beers.
Yeah, well, Neville came out, and then TJ came out, and then they like all had a brawl or whatever, and then at the end, Austin Aries goes, I'm thirsty! I love that the crowd booed when Austin Aries was like, I'm a red wine kind of guy.
I Loved that.
He was like,
I thought it was
antioxidants. All food is for your body's nourishment.
Oh my god, I fucking loved it. Also, it spurred me. Devin was over, and it was me and Michael and Devin, and it spurred a conversation about whether red wine was vegan. And I was like, it's not, because you use cow's blood as part of the filtering process, and so there is red wine that is vegan. But my first instinct was like, that's not vegan, Austin Aries. How dare you? You know better than that. And so we like looked up a bunch of information about what exactly is and is not vegan about wine. Turns out both of them are not vegan. Red and white. But there is more vegan beer because it's made out of wheat.
Cow's blood?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Isn't that disgusting?
What about rosé? Rosé is vegan, right?
No. I'm sure there is vegan rosé, but you would have to look for it.
Wine isn't
I bet
vegan?
that he gets vegan
Do you
red
know
wine.
that? Do you think vegans know that?
A lot of vegans do not know that.
I'm gonna fuck up some vegans' lives.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are, and so are all of you Demis now.
Fuck them up!
Fuck them up! Fuck a vegan up! Oh, I was gonna say, I love that Austin Aries got almost all the way through that beer and then, like, spilled the rest of it all over himself, and Jack Gallagher was like, scoop!
Jack
Just,
Gallagher
like,
chugged
drained
the
it.
whole thing, did not spill a drop, and Austin
single
Aries
drop.
just, like, dumped it all over himself.
Right?
One is a true gentleman.
Yeah.
There's a backstage segment with Noam and Fox where they confronted Rich Swann. She was like, our revenge plan.
They both looked very good. I like that.
Noam's suit.
I liked his suit. I also like that his hair is in a much better place. I like that Alicia came back and was like, fix your fucking head. I don't know what's happening with this
I don't
bowl
think
cut.
that's what happened, but
But it feels that way. It felt very much like he was depressed and he had this stupid haircut, and then immediately she came back and he's like, look how sharply dressed I am. I am here for it. I'm all about it.
there was a match between Ali and Nice. It was a really good match.
It was good. Yeah, I really
good
enjoyed
match.
it.
And Gulak watching on TV and being like, oh my god,
How
great
dare you
action.
fly?
Ali won, but there were like lots of near falls. I thought it really showcased both of them well. Mm-hmm. And Nice is somebody who needs to be showcased well.
I don't
because
like
he's
it.
used all the time.
But his personality is so
I know.
boring.
It's just like, look at my muscles.
Which I don't even think are attractive. Like, they're weird. They're, like, bulky in a way that I don't enjoy.
They're very round.
Yeah, they're really round. Like, why do you
They
have a
look
tennis
fake.
ball in your fucking arm? It's so weird.
There's a backstage segment where Arya Davari was just like, I'm rich. Everything I'm wearing is rich. Don't touch me. You plebes. And he yelled at Tozawa, and Tozawa was like, no.
I'm into that. Have them feud next.
Yeah.
His feud with Kendrick has been really fucking good, and they've done a really good job with
Yeah,
it.
well, they so the next thing was a video promo package. Cedric is coming back soon.
Thank
but then
God.
the final match was Kendrick versus Tozawa, which was a really good match.
It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
And then it ended with Kendrick winning and then being like, never. Oh no, Tozawa won, but then Kendrick flipped out.
Yeah. And
It
his
was
last
like,
lesson was...
Last lesson, don't mess with the Brian Kendrick.
Right, which I felt like if you had been on not PG television would have just been the last lesson is don't fuck with Brian Kendrick. Like, yeah.
The Brian Kendrick.
Sorry. Yes, the Brian
I
Kendrick.
don't love Brian Kendrick, but
Neither do I.
this was a good match.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like feels like if this is where they end this feud, fine.
Yeah, if they want to move on to a feud with Davari, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe Kendrick interferes on the first one and Tozawa was like, I will beat your ass. And like, that would be the end of that. I'm fine with that. But if they just move on to Davari, that's fine with me too.
Yeah.
If the Brian Kendrick's gimmick from now on is just that he just fucks with everyone and teaches them weird lessons, into it. I'm fine with that.
I have a lot of lessons to
I have
give.
so much to teach.
I thought it was a pretty solid episode of 205 Live.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Austin Aries, so...
I like 205 Live. I like that it's just
Yeah.
an extra hour. Like, I'm so used to watching the 3-hour block of Raw that I just turn on 205 Live and do homework while I watch it because I'm so conditioned to have that 3 hours available that, like, it doesn't even bother me to watch it. And it's not even an hour most of the time.
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah, so, like, that's totally fine with me. And if there's someone good on Talking Smack, then I'll just watch that right afterwards. Like, that's fine.
Talking Smack is always worth watching.
It was not worth watching.
Agreed. It was not worth
Tuesday.
watching this week.
No.
But it was clear that it wasn't worth watching because Renee and JBL weren't there. Were they there?
No, JBL and... Were they there? I don't know.
Because I can't remember. Because JBL was on commentary, so he was there.
They must have been.
Then why did they have all... I just assumed that Renee and JBL weren't there because all of the interviews were Charlie interviewing them off stage. No, usually on Talking Smack, people come to the desk and are like...
Yeah, I guess I didn't even
But
think
all
about
of them
that.
were interviews.
That's weird. Maybe they pre-filmed it before London. Did we talk about SmackDown at all?
No, we're like jumping the gun. So, I mean, Talking Smack was useless.
True. Fair enough.
because of the interview thing. Because the beauty of Talking Smack is that, like, you know, JBL is problematic in many ways, but he does a better job on Talking Smack than Shane does.
Oh my
Shane
God.
should never be on Talking Smack.
Anyone
he
is better than
fundamentally
Shane.
doesn't understand what it is.
No, he doesn't get it at all. And
Renee by herself is better.
I agree. I would rather Renee be by herself.
Yeah.
Like, trust this bitch to be alone for a minute. It's fine. She'll be fine. I like the JBL. I did see this very beginning of Talking Smack when they talked about their wigs, and I was
Yeah.
I was here for that. I was like, oh, good for you, JBL, that you admit that you wear a wig. I guess that felt very strange and like out of nowhere and very honest, to be honest. But
Does he wear a wig? Is that a wig?
I mean, I would be unsurprised to learn that he wears at least a partial toupee. That doesn't seem weird to me at all.
Toupee?
And I like that he was like, I saw your safety pin in your hair. And Renee was like, yeah, well, that's my wig. It covers it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess it is. Okay, SmackDown.
It opened with Randy Orton being like, I'm Randy
I don't
Orton. I have the belt. I'm a snake.
I literally don't care.
And then Jinder was like, I'm Jinder. I'm bad because I'm Indian. And then KO was like, what are we doing? Stop.
Yes, that was the best part of that.
And then AJ was like, this is my house. I built it.
I have beautiful hair.
Look at all my red I thought I was going to draw. And then Baron was like, I'm here too. And Sammy was like, fuck you.
Yeah, that was the best part of that. That was the best part of that.
So that setup for the main event was a 6-man tag. The bad guys versus the good guys.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be a 4-way tag. And then it turned into a 6-way tag.
What? The next segment was Carmelo. Guess that's her drag name. Carmelo. I can't.
God damn it.
Carmella.
The lady version.
Carmella.
Yes.
And James Ellsworth introducing Natty.
Yes.
And then it was Naomi introducing Becky.
Correct, yes.
And then Charlotte came out and was like, bitch, I don't need no introduction. I'm Charlotte. But it was all set up for a match between Becky and Natty. But like I said, because they were on this European tour, it just felt like, we got to get everybody out.
Everybody's got to be here, yeah.
We're in Europe.
For sure.
Everybody's got to be seen. Which is fair.
That's fine. I totally understand that.
Becky versus Natty. It was a fine match. Natty won, playing dirty.
I love that they're calling themselves the Welcoming Committee.
I actually really like it, too.
I really do, too. At first, I thought it was just a one-off joke, and now it seems like they're for
That's
real
their
calling
name,
them. I think it's perfect. Like, there's
The
such
one
a,
thing I don't like
weird,
about it-
shitty girl heel team that I'm like, okay, I'm into this.
The one thing that I don't like about it, I was really hoping that Tamina was gone long enough that they could repackage her a little bit, and it's literally the same. I stand in the background. I'm kind of big.
Yeah, it's
Which
weird.
sucks.
Yeah, because she hit somebody with a boot. I don't remember who it was, but she knocked their head clean off. It felt like she's a really good wrestler when you let her fucking go. Really,
I don't know, really good, but
Well,
she's a competent wrestler. But she
can be really good.
Yeah.
In the same way that Carmella can be really good, where when you get them in that moment and you put them with the right people, Tamina can be a fucking powerhouse and really.
But they don't
devastating.
book her like that. They book her
That's true.
like she's supposed to be this powerhouse, but she's like a powerhouse jobber.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Anyways,
Anyways.
After that, there was a backstage segment with Becky and Naomi and Charlotte, where Becky was like, "We have to get it together.
Yeah.
We have to bond. Let's put our hands in. We're gonna be friends. Charlotte, put your hand in. We're gonna bond. Are you ready to bond?"
It was great. And it was the most they let Becky talk in ages.
Which
and
is dumb. She has
great.
an accent, but she's good at talking.
And she was very good in that moment of enunciating everything she was saying.
I've never
and
not
going
been able
slow
to
enough.
understand her.
I feel the same way, though I don't usually have problems understanding Irish accents. I understand that some people do. I get that. So I can understand how she talks quickly sometimes. I get it. I think it's dumb and you should learn how to listen to a fucking Irish person speak. If you can listen to Finn and Sheamus, you should be able to listen to fucking Becky.
But here's the difference.
They're men.
Becky's a girl. Women, right? How dare they? I am confused. So it's setting up for a 6-woman match at Backlash. I am surprised that it's not just a Naomi Charlotte, but I guess all the Welcoming Committee. I'm not mad about it.
They want Naomi to keep the belt for a little while longer, which I think is
And
smart, to be honest.
I'm not mad about it if they give it a good amount of time.
Yeah. I feel like they're kind of doing with Naomi what they're doing with Neville, where like you kind of have to build this belt up by keeping it on somebody for a minute, and she's a good face for that, and like they need faces to be good. And I feel like Charlotte is good because she's a heel who's just a shithead still, which I like a lot.
She's a babyface who's still a
Yes,
shithead.
that's what I meant. Yes, thank you. And I like that a lot because I feel like that is what makes her character so good, is that she's such a shitbag. And so I hope that they continue to do that. And I feel like while she's in that weird limbo place, like, it's okay to not have her be in the title because she can just talk about how great she is and then later be like, now I'm going to show you how great I am. And she's like, she's already established herself so much and doesn't need to be the first dual champion. So, like, they can give that more time as well.
I have high hopes for this match. I hope they, like, give it...
Yeah.
It's just desserts. There was a Fashion Police Part 2.
Oh my god, I love the Fashion Police.
I love that
so
Tyler
bad.
Breeze had a shirt that didn't fit him, and then it was just for a throwaway joke at the end. I'm getting too old for this shirt. You'll grow into it. Oh my god.
Oh, they're so good. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was also a super interesting way to get them to have like a match that
With
night.
the Ascension.
Yeah, it made a lot of sense. Also, it was like a hilarious bit with the Ascension to open the door and have
And they were just yelling with a chain.
screaming at each other.
Looks like the Ascension... Oh, we gotta open the Ascension case again.
I love it. And I love watching them win. I want
Yeah.
them to win. It's so nice.
And have commentary know their finishing moves.
Yes.
Also, the Usos promo after that was fucking great.
It was good. It went on a little too long.
But like
But
it was
overall,
it was one of
very
those
good.
things where it's like it's funny and then it's not funny and then it's funny again.
Yes. And he did tell them to kiss each other's backs, which I was like,
And then lick each other's backs.
I'm here for that, I think.
And I love that one of the Usos was clearly cracking. He was like, "When are you gonna stop?"
Yes.
This is like a fun feud. I like it a lot because they're both real. They're all of them are good wrestlers.
And they're learning to play.
But yeah,
And I also feel like they can have either person win the belt. Like, the Usos could retain it and have the New Day come back afterwards and face them as the Usos who are heels against the New Day, which I think would be fine. But in some ways, I feel like it would be better to
and
have...
it would be funny.
Breezango and the New Day would be hilarious together, and it would be very, very easy to switch Breezango back to the heel role, because, like, they still sort of are.
Right.
It's just that in these matches with the Usos, they are the baby faces, but it would be, like, super easy to switch that back. So, like, I feel like it gives it this, like, sort of air of unpredictability. And the fact that they're the number one contenders is shocking in and of itself. It means that they
Right.
have way more faith in them than we thought that they did, which is
great.
really good. Yeah, agreed.
And later in the episode, we did get a New Day returning package, which was like all video game themed and was actually very funny.
I liked it a lot. And I feel like they're waiting for Kofi
Booty.
to come back and like...
Kofi, who is like crushing it on social media, just being like, "I may be injured, but I'm still hilarious."
It's true. It's true, you are.
I'm so Kofi Kingston. Remember when you all thought that I was not relevant and now I'm crushing the game big time? Thank you so much.
Making the most money I've ever made in my life. Thank you very much.
There was a match between Luke Harper and Rowan where,
Oh my God,
first
who
of all,
cares?
like, who cares? And then second of all, like, Rowan won because he was,
Why?
like, talking to his mask.
His mask is so cool, but it's not reason enough for him to win over Luke Harper, who looks great and wrestles amazingly.
Don't give a fuck about Eric Rowan. And
I.
I want him to go away.
I like cared when he was part of the Wyatt family.
I
but
never did. I want him to
just-
go away. I want Luke Harper to be able to divorce himself completely from the Wyatts and like have, yeah, I don't know. There was an excellent backstage segment with Randy and AJ and Sammy where Randy and AJ were just standing there,
God.
and Sammy delivered the most Sammy promo. I'm like,
It was
okay,
so
we
good.
gotta get on the same page. You're the Viper. You gotta strike past. And then he's like, I want you guys to close your eyes and visualize. And then, of course, they just walk away.
I loved it. I thought it was so good. I saw a still of him like excitedly waving his
Maybe
hands.
they would have won if they had listened to Sammy.
I know, right? Why doesn't anyone ever listen to Sammy? He's so well prepared for everything. He thinks through everything, and he walks you through it on every step. I saw a great tweet. I don't remember who it was from. I'm sorry, but it was Sammy excitedly waving his hands, and Randy and AJ looking at him like, "What the fuck is going on?" And it said, "When an excited liberal tries to talk to two alt-righters," which is exactly what it looked like.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. Oh, Dolph Ziggler was like, I'm Dolph Ziggler. Blah, 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 blah. You guys don't care about me. You guys treat me like I'm a contagious disease.
You are. Get
I
out
was like,
of my
accurate.
life.
You know your brand. Great.
Yeah. He is doing the best heel work he has
Yeah,
done.
you know what?
In
Dolph needs to be a
years.
heel. Like, everyone actually hates him. So, like,
It's
just
so
let him be a heel.
easy to hate him. He's very good at being hated. Like,
And he's good at being a heel. Like, he is a good wrestler. Just let him be
and
this
he
guy.
feels so real in this, like, fuck you, you aren't good enough thing. Like, and when he says on Talking Smack, I don't watch other wrestling, I believe him.
Oh, absolutely.
I 1000% believe that he doesn't watch
Absolutely.
any other wrestling, and I'm like, oh, you're disgusting. I hate this. Although I will say, I went to tweet this and got so distracted by the next match that I forgot to tweet it. It was like, oh, this was a compliment about Ziggler. I'll just delete it instead. But his hair when he took it down looked amazing.
I did not notice.
It was like cascading in curls, and it didn't look greasy, and it didn't look fried, and I was like, oh shit, okay, well,
Deep conditioning.
you look very put together in this moment, and I'm proud of you. Also, he had really nice underwear on, even though they didn't match his shit, which usually bothers me. And I was like, okay, I still hate everything about you, and I really want a piano to fall on you in this moment, but you do look acceptable.
He's a great foil for Nakamura.
He really is. Like, this, I think that Miz was originally the plan, and Miz would have been great in this exact same role.
Yeah.
But Ziggler is very good at this because he feels like an
But
immigrant
people
hating
love.
dickhole.
But people now have like really learned why Miz is great.
Exactly.
So people
They would have
boo
loved it in a
him
different
because
way.
that's his character. But
Right.
lots of people are like, oh yeah, Miz is great.
Right,
Where like
exactly.
lots of people actually hate Dolph Ziggler.
Right? And seeing him get kneed in the head was so satisfying, and
It was great.
I'm ready. I'm ready to watch Nakamura pin Dolph Ziggler after he kicks him in the head 1,000 times.
The only other things that happened were Mojo got kicked in the dick by a kid, and Rusev is coming back next week.
Why did that weird promo happen?
so weird.
It was so
Also,
fucking
Mojo was
weird.
like, let me tell you a story about a guy who was different. And he was like talking about Andre, but it also felt like he was talking about himself.
I thought he
and
was
like,
talking about himself.
I was confused because I was like, come on, you're not different.
You were a football player.
You're a white bro football player that everybody loves, and you probably are awful. You go to parties and like, don't.
He seems like a very nice man.
He does, but I'm just saying, like, you don't get to play the I was different card.
Yes, exactly. That's true. You literally play college level university football? Like, that's
You're fine.
I think you're okay.
Aren't you BFS with Gronkowski? You guys are
Roll
not
my eyes
different.
so hard.
You don't get to play the like I'm different card. I like had adversity. I had to believe in myself card.
Also, why did this child kick you in the dick? I don't
Because that kid was probably like, "This is dumb, dick kick,
dick kick.
fuck you."
Why did you do that? I guess it is kind of funny. No, it's not. What? Everything is wrong about this.
Discipline this kid.
Right?
Any other wrestling you want to talk about?
I can't think of anything. I
Should we
tip of my
do
head.
questions and
Yeah.
reviews? We have a new review that is
Still read this
Just
before we went on air.
perfect.
It's really good.
it's just perfect. But it's not loading. Okay. It is from I Am Brooke Banks. The title
Yeah,
is
Brick Banks. I didn't know that's who it's from. He's a good friend of mine.
Wrestling is dope, and so is this. And then the body is listen to this if you like wrestling. 5 stars.
Straight up.
Best review. Just doesn't even care. We have some questions from
Yeah.
Twitter, but I made fun of Lana, so now my Twitter is all of a mess.
Still?
Yeah, because you'll see. You go on my Twitter. There's a video of her dancing. It is not great.
Jeez.
It is not great. At Scotty Styles 29 sent us a picture of a girl who arrived to her high school prom in a hearse and a coffin.
I saw that. It's
So,
dope.
What do you? No, why it's not dope? Because she is dressed totally normal.
Oh, really?
It's a regular prom dress, a regular prom date.
Oh, she's
everything
going-
about it is regular.
Do you know why? It's because she's going to mortuary school to study death and the science of death. That's why she arrived in the coffin, which I thought was dope.
Couldn't you have like gone more
I thought
all out?
I thought she was wearing a black dress. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
So that is
wear
a
a
little
black dress.
disappointing.
Do something.
But she is going into the industry of death, which I find very dope. There are not a lot of women in that, and there should be more of them. So
All right, whatever. Live your dreams. I just feel like you half-assed it a little.
yeah, that's I would
You
agree
rent
with
a
that.
hearse. You rent a coffin.
Get it
Commit.
together. Commit to it a little more. You're right. You're right. You're right.
You right. This is from RamJam89. What is your all-time favorite finishing move? I feel like we've answered this before, but I don't know what we've said.
Ooh, that's a really good question. I don't even think anyone uses their finisher, but the Canadian Destroyer is fucking dope. Even though I hate head pile drivers, I love the Canadian Destroyer. I think it's really fucking cool. It's like a snap bomb. It's just so cool. Other finishers, I don't know. I mean, I love the Kinshasa. Obviously, I like those. I like that he literally looks like he's gonna knee their fucking head off. That's dope.
Can't think of one finisher.
One of my favorite moves is the Tornado DDT, and some people have used that as a finisher, but I don't think anybody does currently. I love that move.
What?
I like the Blue Thunder Bomb. I like Sammy's finisher. I think that's really cool.
Just naming finishers to try and help me.
No, I'm thinking of all the ones I like. This also not a finisher, signature move though. I love the Alexa Bliss's. The one where she flips forward and then flips backward on them. It has a name now that she's a heel.
Oh, man, I know it.
Insult to injury.
Yes.
I love the insult to injury. I think it's so cool. It looks great.
I love a good discus forearm as just a move. I just really love it.
Yeah.
I like when Austin Aries
And
does
AJ
it.
uses it as his finisher too. That, like, I mean, his leap off the top rope is a discus forearm, basically.
No, it's not. A discus you have to be turning. That's the whole point. Because you throw a discus.
You're right.
Dum-dum.
You're right.
Natty has a good one, and Austin Aries has a really good one.
Oh, yeah, Natty does have a good one. I like Natty's
Luke Harper
moves,
has
too.
a really good one, too.
Yeah. He's good at all those, like, strongman moves, though.
Yeah.
He's good control of his upper body. I love that move that Natty does where she runs over them and then kicks them in the chest.
And then kicks them, yeah. Again.
I like that one a lot.
That's great.
The Northern Light suplex is awesome. She's very good at it,
She is really
too,
good at that.
which is really nice.
When it's hit properly, the bank statement is dope.
I was just gonna say the bank statement when she beat Charlotte in that false count anywhere match through the guardrail or through the banister. That was very cool. I liked that a lot.
I mean, the Eclipse is dope.
I really like the Eclipse. The Stone Cold Stunner is one of my favorite finishers of all time. I fucking love it. When you can hit it and hit it good and you're not Stone Cold, I'm a fan for life. The Mac, hello. Hits one of the cleanest stunners in the
Mac,
fucking business.
Hello.
I love, that's a good one. Johnny Mundo's,
Fuck yeah.
that thing that
End of the World?
End of the World, yeah. I love
End of the World is dope.
Great. It's super cool. He's very good at it too, which I also really enjoy.
I like the Benadryller a lot, too.
Which one is that?
It's Ricochet's move. Where he throws him up and then kicks him in the face.
I like that too.
Whatever. Finishing moves are fun. We like all of them.
There's a lot of really good ones. And like Sami Callihan's one where he has
thumbs up,
thumbs down. But like if he has another person out there, he'll have them kick them in the head and then do another like pile driver. I hate pile drivers, but when they're done well.
Sami Callihan is an incredible wrestler.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say too, I did love that the Big Show's knockout punch was his finisher for ever.
Even though it was dumb.
No one kicked out of it though until Braun. Like no one had ever kicked out of it. And that I think is very cool. I love protected finishers. Like I think Braun Strowman is Braun Strowman, wrong words. Gino, don't come for me, I swear to God. Baron Corbin is super lame and needs to lose a hair versus hair match very desperately. But I love that he has a protected finisher. I want people to have more protected finishers. I think that's super cool.
Who would you like to see in the women's tournament? Candice LeRae and Io Shirai, and they're both going to be in it. So my wish,
Kairi Hojo, yes.
My wish is granted.
I would love to see Katrina, but that'll never
ever
happen.
Does Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar interest you? Yes.
Yes.
If Finn Balor wins.
When he inevitably loses to Brock Lesnar, I'm gonna be pissed as shit.
But I'm going to pretend that he's going to win, so I'm going to say yes.
I hope that he only loses by disqualification, because that would be so he's never lost the Universal title. I do not want him to lose it. Like
to Brock.
Yeah, like, even if he loses it to another person, just not to Brock. Don't throw him to the garbage like that, please, God.
Yeah, well. Ugh. This is from Shocker Sore. Of the many turds in wrestling, Ziggler, Orton, JBL, King, Lana, etc., who would you most and least want to be stranded with?
Ooh. Jesus.
Honestly, I would least want to be stranded with Jerry Lawler. At least with Dolph Ziggler, we could get into a fight about whatever, politics or something. At least it would be entertaining.
See, that's how I feel about JBL. I don't think I would want to be stuck on an island with him. He said some fucked up shit on bringing to the table. That's not cool, dude.
I don't watch that show.
He said he would rather have dinner with ISIS than Sami Zayn. who's Syrian. Like,
What
were you First of
What?
all, don't fucking say that. Second
What?
of all, don't put that on air. What the fuck? I saw somebody compare it to, like, that would be like him saying, I would rather have dinner with the Klan than Titus O'Neil. Like, that's that same level of fucked up. Like, nah.
That's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard.
It's so fucked up. Like, why? Why would you fucking say that? Like, it is disgusting. It's a disgusting thing to say. It made me so angry. Like, how did you think that
I would
was cool?
least want to be stranded with Michael Hogan.
Ooh.
That's the person I least want to be around.
Ooh.
And honestly, who would
Scarlett, I would not want to be stranded with her.
I don't know.
I feel like that would be horrific.
What if she's nice? We don't know.
I don't think she is.
I don't think she's either. I don't want to be on an island with Michael Hogan. Honestly, if I had to get stranded with one of them, I would get stranded with Lana.
I was just thinking that as well.
Lana may be nuts, but I don't think. I honestly don't think Lana's like heart is in the wrong place. I think she's just like a complicated person.
I know who I want to be stranded with. Don't like her. Non-fave as a wrestler, but do actually like her. Eva Marie. I would totally be stranded with Eva Marie.
Yeah, that doesn't count. She's not a turd.
She is a turd
No,
as
she's
a
not.
wrestler,
Yeah,
though.
but that's not the question. Like a turd.
Like a turd as a human?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I guess Lana. I would also pick her. Although, she would just nag your ass all day. Like, I don't know. That would probably be
We could just have dance competitions on the beach. Oh, man.
Just school her till she dies.
Is Birdie Bella, this is from Fitzpatrick14, is Birdie Bella already rebelling on mom and dad by not being born on Earth Day? Yeah, she's got to build her own brand.
She needs her own thing. It's very important to self-brand immediately.
How many times have we said brand on this? Drinking game. Go back, listen to this whole podcast. Drink every time we say brand.
Congratulations, you're drunk.
Also, Birdie Bella now shares a birthday with William Regal.
Over under, how old is she when she gets her own Instagram?
One that she runs by herself or one that her parents run for her?
One that her parents run for her.
6 months.
All right. I think that's probably pretty good. I'd probably go with the under on that. I'm thinking, I would think 3 or 4 months. Sort of looks like a human, makes a little bit of noise, isn't out of control yet.
I also just want to point out that Dio tweeted to me, now that Sheamus's hair is a lot darker, I see it.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. He's hot. No. He's hot. He's really hot.
I don't get it.
In that kilt and the bad boy jacket? Ugh,
I mean, the outfit is good, but I just his face. I'm just
I
not
would do
into
it.
Just not into it. It's okay. I get it. I like Cole Cabana. I understand.
I don't think Cole Cabana has a bad face, but
Cole Cabana does not have a good butt, though.
He has no butt.
He has no butt, which is really disappointing.
Those are our questions.
All right. Thank you.
That's the end of this podcast.
The end. Dummies. Nope. Dummies.
We didn't do any of our social media. You just jump into the gun.
So that's the end. Fuck it. This is the end.
You can find us on the internet. I'm at Stella_Cheeks.
I'm at Urgency.
You can find us at notyourdemographic.tumblr.com.
You can email us at notyourdemo@gmail.com. You should send us some questions because we obviously need new ones.
If you haven't rated or reviewed it, or subscribed to our podcast, what are you waiting for? Do it.
Mm-hmm. I can't.
Do you listen every week and you don't review it? You're a butthole.
It's true. I understand if you cannot because all you have is Android products. I feel your plight. It sucks.
Log on to your computer and do it from your computer.
You can't if you have an Android-centered computer. I have a Chromebook. I can't do any kind of iTunes on it because it's a Google computer.
What?
Yeah, that's a thing. So I can't
log on to a friend's iTunes.
But then it goes under their name.
But you don't have an iTunes account? Make an iTunes account. Borrow a friend's computer. Make an iTunes account and leave us a goddamn review. Okay?
Okay.
You can also find us on CageSideSeats.com.
Who are great. And you should click around and see some stuff. They're the best. Jammies?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Ew.
I burped. At least I didn't belch. I guess you could sound test that.
Is there a difference?
Yeah. Like, belch is like a big noise.
Like a...
Yeah, exactly.
And then a burp's just like...
Yeah. Air escaping through my throat. That's all it was.
Okay.
And now, insurance-minded speeches from Geico.
Hardship. My grandmother would go through it every month to pay her insurance bill. First, she would handwrite a paper check, in cursive. Then, using her own tongue, she would wet a stamp for an envelope. Today, however, we need not weary our hands and tongues. Today, we can pay our Geico bill with the Geico app. Away with hardship, in with bill pay on the Geico app. Thank you.
Hurry into Safeway to play the Monopoly Collect and Win game before it's too late. Purchase participating products and earn bonus tickets. You can also play online at playmonopoly.us. Shop with your club card and get delicious pork loin country-style ribs, bone-in, for just $1 per pound. Plus, stop by produce and pick up tasty avocados or sweet mangoes, 10 for $10. Safeway, it's just better. See game rules at playmonopoly.us. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro and is used with permission.